Hi, it's Cheryl for Baker's Pampered Stampers. I want to show you today a wonderful product that Melissa has in shop for those of you that know and love Nuvo glue, but wish it had a smaller tip available with it. Let me show you this new product. It's the Nuvo Precision tips. There are 2 to a package. You can use them on any Nuvo bottle, small or large. And they will give you such a cool result. Now I pulled this bottle out of my precision glue gun, and I'm going to show you the fine tip that's included here. So first of all, we're going to notice that it is a metal tip with a this will not focus enough to show you, a very fine opening. It's a little easier to show you with the pin in the cap. This pin inserts back into that tube to keep it clear and open so that the next time you want to use your glue, you're not having problems. So it's a very fine line. Let me show you here on this black paper. Just get it started here for a minute. It's been sitting upright for a minute, so see what a fine line I've got along that paper. You can do fine dots when you have small embellishments or other things. It turns the regular Nuvo bottle into something that's really special. It doesn't take a lot of effort or high maintenance to install these precision tips. I'm going to show you on another bottle how to install it. And I'm going to use a slightly bigger tip to do that just because that's what I have need of right now, as opposed to installing another fine tip that I don't need. But let me show you some care and keeping kind of details on it. First of all, when you're done using it, if you go for maybe 5 minutes without using it, you're probably okay not to cap. You take a risk depending on things like humidity and how dry the area is around you, that you can get some buildup at the top here, that you can get some drying out and experience some trouble next time. It's not difficult, but you have to insert the pin in that tube to close it up with this cap. So I always keep one of these caps. This is just a regular Nuvo cap, no pin in it, as you can see around, and that's what I put into it, over it, when I just want to cover it temporarily. But if I'm done for the day, I'm definitely going to put my pin in and be done with it. But in order to do that, what I want to do is I want to tap it on a hard surface, and I'm tapping it on my counter here. And then I kind of want to burp it. I'm going to squeeze the sides in, the farthest away sides, not the skinny sides in the center, because that will bring any glue out of the tube that remains. And then when I've got that done, if there's anything on the top, I'll wipe it off with a towel. If you have a towel on your work desk or a paper towel or something like that. I also want to check the grooves on the bottle and other things. And then I'll go ahead and put my pin in, and it's ready to rest for the night. Now, what if you don't do that? What are the risks? What can happen is that your glue can dry in there, especially if you go a couple of weeks without crafting. It can dry in there. The pin can stick inside that tube if there's a lot of glue remaining, or there was a lot of glue on either one of them. And so when you go to unscrew the cap, it may pull that tube out of your glue. Well, unfortunately, you're kind of done at that point. There's not really a known fix that I'm aware of that would get that pin back in your bottle and have it operating correctly. Excuse me. So you just want to be careful about those things. It prevents any problems. that might occur when you go from sitting closed for a while to opening back up. So remember, tap it, burp it, add the cap tightly, and you're good to go. You're less likely to have problems. If you see a lot of glue on your pin, try and wipe off your pin. Be gentle with that. You don't want to pull the pin off the cap either. There are so many things. Now, if you need to change your glue bottle or refill it or change the lid or something, I'm going to show you on this empty bottle what you'd want to do. Oops, no, I'm going to show you this bottle, the full bottle. Sorry, I'm not with it today. So this is just a standard 4-ounce bottle. If you're working with a glue press, you can only use a 2-ounce bottle. This one, I can use the 4-ounce bottle. So say I want to change the tip on this to one of the precision tips. So again, this is the big precision tip. It's not included here. It is included with your glue press. What you want to do is grab a hold of the plastic tip that's here, and you're going to rock it back and forth gently, pulling slightly as you rock, and it will come right out of the bottle. Now, it may be over time it's gotten stuck in there because glue got in and dried up. That will happen. To use my new tip, I'm just going to screw this over top of the bottle, and I am good to go. So here we go. Our other line is pretty well dried up, but you can kind of see remnants of it there. Give this one a minute to get to the tip. There we go. And you can see how much thicker line that I have. It's not running smoothly because I just changed the tips. There's air and everything else, but it will in just a moment start to run smoothly. You can do dots with this, bigger dots. Harder to get the little teeny tiny ones. That's probably about as tiny as you can go. But again, you can see if you're gluing a larger area, this is probably going to be your preferred choice, is to use this bigger tip. Again, that's available separately. I'm not sure whether you can actually purchase this one at this point in time. These come in a 2-pack. These two are the fine point ones that I showed you here, the same one that comes installed on the glue press. So if something happens with your glue press tip, go ahead and buy these and replace with this. Over time, I'm sure they will come out with something to make these available separately. What I want to point to you is this is the cap I took off. You can see it's got no pin in it. The proper cap for this big bottle now is this one with the hefty pin in it. But if I'm just needing to close this off for a minute to prevent it from drying up, I can put the old pin on and it's just fine, and it's a lot faster. Same as I told you with the other bottle. When you're done, tap it on a hard surface a couple of times, get that glue out, squeeze the sides, get any remaining glue out, and then put your tab in. Yeah, easier said than done on camera, sorry. Now, things you want to be aware of is just excess glue. Get that off. Any excess glue that's under the cap will dry. It can create problems getting your glue open. It can also create problems. I don't know why I did that when I know I can't see worth anything when these lights are on. To even get the bottom color off. So again, just be aware of what's going on with your glue, what has glue around it or not. Wipe it off. Use a damp towel if you need to. whatever you need to do to just keep those areas clean, and you won't have problems. Again, your problem is not going to be when this one sticks at the bottom. Just grab a pair of pliers to help you break that glue seal, and you'll be fine. You'll get back to having access to your bottle. Just like everything, be gentle, because they're not made for that kind of behavior. But you have more trouble at the tip end. So that's where I'm always most careful, and I'm probably over careful with it. What I like about these tips is if you don't need the press for whatever reason, your hands are just fine, these give you that same fine line of glue. And for those who didn't see my earlier video, let me show you this again in comparison to the other. I'll try and go right down the middle, but I'm not always good at that. And keep in mind, if you would please, it's hard for me to squeeze this bottle because, yeah, well, the arthritis. But in between those bigger chunky lines, I have a finer line, which is going to suit a lot of fine paper crafting things. You don't have to worry about glue oozing out everywhere anymore. It's just a beautiful thing. Do the little bit of maintenance I suggested, clean your tips, clean your pins. See glue on your pin, get it off. You don't want to see that, or you risk having problems the next go round. It's just not worth it. It takes just a second to fix it. So it's wonderful. If you like Nuvo glue, this is a great way to use it now. Get yourself at least the precision tips and use those. Again, if your hands are fine and you don't have any trouble with arthritis or anything, those will work great for you and will help you with either the 2 ounce or the 4 ounce Nuvo glue. Again, right now, you can't get this thicker line precision tip, but that will probably be available shortly. We've got so many things coming down the pike with them. But the fine point precision tip is available. The heavier one probably mimics what you get through this. And I don't think I have one installed, but let's go ahead and put this tip back in here. And we'll do a little comparative line. Now I'm going to reach just inside the lip of this bottle and get off a little bit of the glue in there because I don't want to have trouble trying to take out this tip next time either. And I'm going to take a second and I'm going to wipe off this tip. Again, my favorite towel for doing this is called Viva. I use it slightly damp, keeps things from sticking. Viva is a non-linting towel, so it's not going to create that problem. When you're done, whatever you're doing with this, just push it back in, and it's back installed and ready to go. So we've got the regular lid back on, but I wanted to check this out because I believe that this is going to be approximately, I probably dried it out. Yep, pretty close. This is approximately the same line as what that bigger line is. So you're not left doing without if you don't have the precision press. You have the fine point tip available. You have this tip available, which will give you the same result as this fatter precision tip. So you're good to go. You're covered. They're great, great products. Again, if you have arthritis or pain in your hands, I'd recommend you try out the glue press. I think you'll be really happy. But for those of you who don't, get these precision glue tips. They're better than any of the others on the market. They've got a short pin, so it's not like some of those needle nose things that stretch out forever and make you crazy. This one's fairly short and to the point. It does its job. They don't clog up too easily unless you invite them. you walk off and forget it for half an hour, you're probably going to come back to a clogged tip. It's not like the plastic ones where you can just shove a pin in and be done with it, because guess what? It has no give to it. It's metal. So you're going to have to find a way to work it out and get through, find something that will fit through the metal. Usually a needle or something will do that and work out. So check out these newer Nuvo products. Both have been out for a while, kind of like this 4-ounce glue. I just love this. This is my refill size forever. 2-ounce is what comes with the Precision Press. The two of them, sorry, need to move this one back into camera shot. The two of them, this has its little lid that goes with too. And they can be refilled as many times as you want. When they get super icky, maybe invest in a new 2-ounce bottle. But I've been using mine for quite a while and I haven't had that issue. So thanks for watching. Happy gluing. Go check these products out. Don't be the last person to get it, because I'm telling you, you have a need one way or another, whether it's for the precision tips alone or for the glue press, which is right behind it, which is going to help those of us who have issues with hands, even just a sensitivity. Come on, you owe it to yourself. I glue 20,000 more things now than I ever glued before, because it's so much more comfortable. So I find myself asking, but can I just glue it instead of trying to tape everything? Thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a great day. Bye.